Dear ones, I am Archangel Michael. Well, she already said a lot of what I was going to say. That's good, that way I have more time to say more things. First of all, where did I say that only those who were from the light would go to the meeting? I did not say that. If you understand it this way, you understand it wrong. What I said is that those who go for nothing, to take a walk, to gossip, to play would not go. This does not mean that the person is not of the light. One thing is one thing, another thing is another thing. I said it and I repeat it, only those who want me to go will go. I don't change what I said. Then, many are thinking that, for some reason, I didn't let go. So, come on, let's think about the following. The day it rains a lot. In front of your house there is a river that you, out of habit for many years, always throw a little paper in there. See, I'm saying a little paper, but like you, several other people also play a little role. But the days pass, the months, the years, and the number of pieces of paper thrown there increases. Then it rains a lot and the river floods. Is it entirely the government's fault that the river is flooding? It's very easy to always blame someone else. It's comfortable, it's simple. So, no, it's the government's fault for not cleaning it up. Oops. But who played the role? Of course there are exceptions, there are cases and cases. I just gave one example that truly happens. You clog the rivers with rubbish and then want it to flow normally. Oh, and there's one more culprit in this story, the one who sends the rain, the one you usually call Saint Peter. Poor Saint Peter, it has nothing to do with that. So why did I give this example? Because you always like to blame someone else. Ah, I couldn't write myself. Oh, because Miguel didn't want to. You weren't paying attention, you didn't research, you weren't informed, you weren't at the right time, in the right place, but I was the one who didn't let you go. Isn't that so? That's how you act. So, I would say to you the following: the journey continues, that path to the fifth dimension continues for everyone. Now many are taking shortcuts, many are taking turns and not moving, precisely because of these little mishaps that you make. You still haven't learned that there are no privileges. Privilege is a third dimension thing, it doesn't exist at the top. There is no such thing as the good guy who has everything and the bad guy who has nothing. That's what you've put in your mind, but that's not how it works. So, don't play the story as if I had decided that you won't go. You were in the hammock drinking juice, relaxed, calm, and oh, I forgot to write. Oh, I'll go there. Oh, it's over. Ah, so it was Miguel who didn't want me to go. Yet, I'm to blame. Is it so difficult for you to look at your own mistakes, your own failures, your forgetfulness, your absences? It seems so. And in these moments the tendency is always to blame the other. I cannot do. I do not know how to do. But he also doesn't have the desire to learn how to do it, he always wants others to help. And I've told you this so many times, the walk is lonely up front. There will be no one else to help, but you continue to depend on each other. When will you learn to look at your own deficiencies and try to resolve them? When? Never, because you always, when you have a disability, I'm going to ask for help, you go and ask for help instead of trying to learn, trying to solve the problem yourself. No, you always go to someone else. And the return comes, calm and crystal clear, the return comes. Yes, my brothers, it is interesting how you behave, it is very interesting. Very interesting. I ask myself, or rather, I will ask you the question, at the first meeting there were 400 people and the places didn't end right away, why did this one end so quickly? Oh, because I said that only whoever I wanted would go. What was the feeling that welled up inside you? Because it was not a common or normal event. The other meetings also had limits, but it wasn't like that, so why? Why did you want to show that you would go at any cost? So, I'm going to say one thing, since you're taking everything I say literally, I'm going to say one more thing, just because you're signed up and paid doesn't mean you're going. Take it however you want. And I will leave an order, here, now, at this moment, it's cancelled, no one can enter the place. This is so that you learn to see things from the perspective of love, not from the perspective that you saw. So, it could be that in the end there will be 100 cancellations, okay, there will be 500 and that's it. That's how it works for you. Those who have arrogantly threatened me by saying, I go. Very good. Let's give time to time. I'm not threatening anyone. I'm just saying that, effectively, now I'm going to say, whoever is not of the light will not go. Now, if you weren't able to go, that doesn't mean you're not from the light, one thing has nothing to do with the other. If your conscience is telling you this, then I would say that a crucial moment has arrived in your journey, because if you are still not sure that you are the light, then something is wrong. So, my brothers, I have always said it here and I like to repeat it, I don't do anything without ulterior motives, that's the language you understand. In my language, I would say that I do nothing that is not a test for each of you. And then, I'm just observing who passes and who doesn't. And I tell you, the return from the test counts towards the journey, so don't think that everything goes unnoticed, that nothing has any consequences. Very good. So, it's set. Cancellations that occur will not have vacancies replaced. Did you understand? I hope so. So, stop asking to save a seat, to make a list. You did it, you did it. Couldn't do it, period. This May meeting of ours will be very different from the others, very different I would say. So, it is necessary for everyone to start now, from yesterday, to prepare their hearts, to absorb more light every day, to be a more loving human being, to be a human being more centered on our own journey, leaving aside many of these oddities that you have in the third dimension, so that when you arrive on the day of the meeting, your vibration is high, your frequency is high. Don't get carried away by pettiness or gossip. Be truthful and honest. That's all I ask of everyone who already has their spot guaranteed, or rather, their spot purchased, guaranteed only when they get there on the day. Start having a different attitude in life, because you will all be responsible for the event. It won't just be this one and the other brother, you will all be responsible, you will all participate. So, start walking a path of light. Start walking a path of love. Start walking a path of centralization. Think 100 times before you speak, before you act. They think a lot to avoid making mistakes, to avoid attracting bad things. My brothers, time is passing quickly and many are forgetting the postures necessary for walking. And I tell you that there will come a point where there will no longer be any way to participate in the walk. You are playing with events. Anything can happen tomorrow, so be ready so that if it happens tomorrow, you will be able to continue the journey. Leave those sick little things that you worship so much behind. Have different postures. Have balanced postures. Anxiety and despair will not take you to the fifth dimension. And every time you prove exactly the opposite. You let anxiety and despair take over. Trust does not exist. You don't trust, you simply act. So, I'm giving some guidance to all those who are already registered, change your postures, start preparing for the event. The event of our meeting, as you will all be part of it, no one will be left out. So, start walking a path of light. Start walking a path of love, peace, and especially balance. It's interesting, how you look like ants attacking sugar. You go, like ants, one after the other, following a path, someone sounds an alarm, there's sugar there. Everyone changes direction to move forward with sugar, without knowing if there is sugar for everyone. If it really is sugar, everyone forgets the path and that's what you're doing. With each different action you show exactly the lack of balance that you still have. It's impressive, impressive. Yes, my brothers, few have learned, that's why there isn't much for us to teach anymore. Now it's just exercise, it's the journey of forgiveness trying to bring a little balance to each of you. But, don't put all your chips in one place, the behavior, the thoughts, the words have to happen regardless of the journey. That's all I have to say, start preparing. Now the telling me tells me what will happen. So I'm going to give another order, I don't want comments. You will know what will happen on the day of the meeting. So, don't speculate, don't comment, learn to wait. No anxiety. No curiosity. No comments. This is an exercise. Do you realize how everything I do has a test? So, learn and behave as you should. Now, I'm going to change the speech. The first part, as you like to say, was a little scolding necessary for you to regain balance. But, I cannot forget that many are on the line. I can't forget that many are doing everything right. I cannot forget that many are following your journey fervently and I congratulate you. And I also can't forget that many actually weren't able to register, which was a shame. So, I made a decision, I'm going to open up more vacancies. Now, don't think that I'm going to act once, twice, 3, 4 times until I reach 10,000 people, this won't happen. So, I will explain why I open more vacancies, because many people were really there, at the right time, at the right moment, but they didn't make it and they are people who deserve to be there, because they are on the journey, they have a bright heart, they deserve it. So, I'm not as tough as you think. I see the heart of each one of you and what's more, those who didn't make it didn't complain a single thing, they accepted it wholeheartedly. They didn't comment, they didn't make a fuss, they simply accepted. That's it, that's the stance. So, for these people, because of these people I will open 200 more vacancies. Now, it's definitive and final. And as I already said, I'll repeat it so that tomorrow I don't have a flood of questions talking about this, each cancellation, each withdrawal will not open a new vacancy. Let this be very clear. And another, I'm not opening it today. This will have to be seen how it will be done, so wait and be patient. Be patient and everything will be informed at the right time. The group was closed today and will remain closed until everything is organized. I don't want anyone else other than those in the group. As I know that the majority will not leave, we will make other decisions. So, wait. Stay very calm that everything will happen at the right time. It won't be today or tomorrow and I don't know when it will be either, wait. Another thing, don't keep asking when it will be. It will be on the day it has to be. Learn to be organized. Learn to look for things. And above all, learn to accept everything that happens, but especially with love in your heart. You still have a long journey ahead of you, so I believed this had already been learned, but it appears not. Review your steps. Review your walks. That's all I ask. Look at your walk and do a self-analysis. The questions I left the other day, many answered from the heart, many shrugged their shoulders. I would just say this, when the time comes, you who shrugged your shoulders, there will be nothing to keep you going, nothing. Because you get what you sow. Who doesn't plant, doesn't harvest. Whoever plants wrong, also doesn't harvest. Whoever is paying to see it will see. You will definitely see. So, finally, the group will remain closed until everything is organized and places can be reopened. And be careful with your thoughts and words, they are not lost in the universe, everything you emanate comes back to you and depending on your intention, often even multiplied.